Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of What's Next Wednesday. Of course, it's me, Michael D. Wimberly, and let's get into it. So, like I said, I'm going to change it up a little bit from what I normally do, as far as reviewing the things that I've done throughout the week. So, the blog and then the pictures that I post on Tuesday. But I do actually want to continue with the pictures or the inspirational items that I posted on Tuesday. The reason being is because it's dealing with mental health. And we kind of sweep mental health under the rug a little too often, in my opinion. We see a lot of things happening in the world, whether we're talking these mass shootings. That's something in the mind. We're talking, we can see different types of abuse happening, people treating kids wrong, all these different things that are happening, or just people stressing them out and taking their own lives. These are all mental health issues, but we want to sweep it under the rug and call somebody, and I was in a session on this weekend on Sunday, and we're just kind of trying to go away from the word crazy, but that's what we just basically say it and we let it go. But what we aren't doing is figuring out how they got to that point. They weren't born that way. It was something that happened or that continued to happen in their life that got them to the point that they were or that they are. And that's what we need to help to figure out. So when it comes to mental health, we do, as the Black community or just as people as a whole, we need to figure out and we need to talk about mental health. I was having conversations this weekend on Sunday again, and a lot of us, especially for men, we've always been taught, suck it up, don't punk out. You don't talk about your feelings. You don't talk about the emotions that you're going through. You keep all that in. Well, unfortunately, by keeping that emotion in, it's got to come out in some way. So that's where we see things where, unfortunately, we talk about abuse. We talk about neglect. We talk about, sowing our oats, just going out and being with whomever. Because what we do sometimes is we figure out a way, or we have to have an outlet. Everybody that goes through something has to have an outlet. So male, female, it doesn't matter. But like I said, as a Black male, we've always been told, you don't express yourself. You don't deal with the feelings part. You suck that up. You man up. And then women, you deal with it a different, sometimes people say that you're overly emotional. But in both situations, if we listened and we paid attention to the individuals that we say that we know, then we would notice that there's something different about them. And that's where now, if we do see something different, we have to speak up. There's too much going on right now where people just aren't voicing it. Once again, we sweep it under by just saying, oh, that's just how they are. No, but it wasn't always how they were. We look at some people and say, man, they used to, but now look at them. So there was something traumatic that happened in their life that switched things. Once again, mental health. I talk about a lot of things in my other videos and blogs that change happens in the mind first. That's a good and a bad thing. It happens positively and negatively. When things change, it's always going to change up here. So are you going to change and improve? Or unfortunately, you have people change and it goes the other way where they now have mental issues. But once again, that's something that we have to be able to recognize in that person and not be afraid to say something. A lot of people are just simply waiting for somebody to ask them, and not just ask them in passing, but legitimately ask them. Because when you have a close friend, you say, "Hi, how you doing?" And they're like, "I'm all right." At that point something's going on. So what do? You follow it up with another question. Hey, what's really going on? You know, you need to talk. Well, we do that with friends. You know what? There may be people that we may be acquaintance with, or people that we just run across that, hey, you know, what's really going on? You know, church is a great example. You know, if somebody's in church, they come in church and they've got an issue or they seem to be down, open up to them. They're just looking for somebody to talk to. If they don't want to do it right now, if they don't want to do it to you, find somebody that they may be comfortable with. Male, female. Sometimes that's just the issue. You know, you have a female that wants to talk to another female, a male that wants to talk to a male, older, younger, things like that. But it's okay. We have to stop being quiet about mental health. I haven't talked about it much. I've talked about things mentally that we need to change, but as individuals, we do. We need to not sweep mental health under the rug. We need to go in and deal with the fact that not everything is okay with everybody. And one of the things I posted on Tuesday was it's okay not to be okay. Don't be ashamed if something's wrong. If something's wrong, talk about it. Let's figure out how to get through it. That's the main thing, is that if something's wrong, don't sit on it. That's how things brew up. That's how things build up. And now all of a sudden you explode because you've had all these emotions and all these things that you wanted to express that you never did. And this one other thing comes in and all of a sudden you unleash. So don't be afraid to talk. If you know somebody that you feel comfortable talking to, find them. One of the sayings that I posted as well, but it was in that meeting that I was in on Thursday, they said you don't have to be a therapist to be therapeutic. There are people that will talk to you that won't talk to a doctor. There are people that will open up to you that won't open up to their parents, that won't open up to some of their best friends because they trust you. They feel comfortable to you. I don't know if you've ever had it happen to you, but I'm literally in the store in a line and somebody turns around and just tells me the whole situation is going on in their life. Hey, how you doing? And they just spew it. I'm like, okay, I wasn't really expecting that, but you know, I hope everything gets better, or I'm glad everything worked out, whatever it may be. But I literally have had people just out of the blue, don't know me from, you know, the guy next to him, but they just express themselves. I don't know if that's just their personality or they just felt comfortable enough just to express themselves. Whatever it may be, that's happened. And I have had people in my life, thank God, that have felt comfortable enough with me to express themselves to me. Anywhere from, you know, some of the youth that I've dealt with and some of the adults, you know, everybody has, you know, they felt comfortable enough to talk. You just have to be willing to have an open ear. People need people to talk to. People need people to ask them what's going on. So we have to, once again, pay attention to what's going on in other people's lives. And if there's something going on with you, find somebody to talk to. It's that simple. Mental health is real. We have to treat it like it's really something that's important. Because if this goes, none of this other stuff works. So we have to get our mind right in order to get the rest of our body right. You know, so that's the main thing. So as you can see, I'm kind of sitting down. I'm real casual today because I really want to be serious about this one. Not that I wasn't serious about the other stuff, but, you know, like I said, mental health, we've got to deal with it. It's not just a May month issue. It's an all year round, just like cancer is, just like Alzheimer's is, just like all these other things that we deal with on different months. It's not just that month that it's important. It's important the entire year. So we need to address it the entire year, not just that 1 month out of the year. Yes, we're focusing on it to bring more attention to it, but it's a year-round issue. So let's treat it like it's a year-round issue. So if you need therapy, if you need people to talk to, let's find them. Let's not keep this stuff bottled up. Let's go in and make sure that we take care of our mind just as much as we take care of our body. For a lot of people that have jobs and have insurance, your insurance more than likely will cover some therapy sessions. If you don't think you need it, it's part of your package. Do it anyway. So there's a lot of stuff out there that's available to you. Churches have different areas. There's a lot of hotlines, and I'll actually post some of those with this video. I'll put them on the side of me. Some of the hotlines that can be called if you're having mental issues, a breakdown or something, you need to talk to somebody. If you're thinking of taking your own life, I'm going to have all these numbers, the suicide numbers, websites, all this stuff. So during this time right now, all around me, there should be stuff that's popping up, or at least it's staying on the screen so you can write down numbers. But let's be aware of what's going on. Let's treat mental health like it's real. Not like it's, oh, that's my cousin over there. He ain't quite right. Okay? Help him. He ain't been right since. Okay, well, let's go back and help him get right. Yes, we know people deal with, PTSD when they come back from the service. That's a big issue. It's a huge issue. And there's not enough being done with that as well. There's not enough being done even within the facilities that people go to. People aren't being treated or being addressed the way they need to help them to heal. And sometimes it's understaffed, sometimes it's lack of knowledge, whatever it may be. But there are still things that are going on. Our system can be better. Our network can be better. Our medical system can focus on this just as much. I think at this point, because we see as so much going on with mental health or things that we want to attribute to mental health, yeah, we should focus a lot of money on this as well. You need to have studies. We need to have research. We need to have all these things happening for mental health. There are certain people that live in certain situations whose mindset is different than other people that live in different situations. Let's research it. School systems, your counselors, your teachers, your parents, your friends, all those things contribute to your mental health. Now, during this COVID time, prior to COVID, I know there's some people out there that used to stress out all the time. And what you didn't realize was the things that caused you the stress were some of the people that you were hanging around. Now that you went through COVID and now we're coming out on the other side, during COVID, boy, that stress was a whole lot less. Your blood pressure went down, your stress level went down, all those things. And now you have to figure out, because I realized that it was a person or persons that was causing me the issue, do I really want to go back there? Is that something that I want to put myself back through again? Because is it worth my health just to hang out with this person? I'll tell you no. No, it's not. So figure out how to deal with it, but your health, your mental health is more important than stressing yourself out. So I'm going to end it here. This actually went a little bit longer than I wanted to. But once again, mental health. What is yours? Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Once again, it's okay not to be okay. So if something's wrong, let's talk about it. Let's get it out. Let's find solutions. All those things. So if you do want to get in touch with me, once again, you can reach me, wordsbywimberly.com, website, social media, all that. You can send me an email, michael@wordsbywimberly.com, and all those different things. But yes, let's get it together, people. Let's be real about what's going on in our lives, and let's make the appropriate adjustments. And once again, look out for those around you. Be blessed. Ready, set, go.